like scrolling through.
Hello, everybody. Elizabeth Johnston here of Own Your Creativity, and I'm super excited today to be talking to Hawk Mikado. He is a funnel genius. Is that what you call yourself?
That is definitely what I call myself.
Yeah. So today we're going
to... Sorry, it's not a funnel genius, it's the funnel genius.
Exactly. And those articles are very important.
That's so right. It's the only title I get. I considered buying a lordship, which is a total rant. Like, we can have a different conversation about that. But anyway, sorry. Keep going.
So we are going to talk today about how you can start getting paid for a book that you haven't even written yet, and without a publisher. So, can you tell us, first of all, how you stumbled on this amazing process?
Yeah, so first of all, for those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Hawk Mikado. I am the funnel genius. And I've helped 12 entrepreneurs create 7- and 8-figure companies, or 8-figure funnels. So that means they made at least $1 million to $10+ million through a single funnel that we worked with them on and built. And we've helped create dozens of book funnels. And I just wrote my own book and got paid by my community to write my book. And I'm going to share all about that today. And it was this idea came from originally something my wife said quite a while back. There's this guy who became a New York Times bestseller by writing his book as blog posts to his audience. And he started out with a super small audience. And by the time he finished writing this entire book on his blog, he had hundreds of thousands, I think, or tens of thousands of followers and people who were actively reading his blog. And then when he got ready and he's like, hey, go buy my book so you can get the whole thing all in physical format, he basically instantly became a New York Times bestseller. And so for me, I take a look at all of those, those sorts of things, and I go, wow, that's a really brilliant idea. And so I started, instead of putting it out as a blog post, we started sending it out as an email to our list. And then we were also going to put it as a blog post, but we never ended up doing that. And at the end of every single chapter, because it's a business book, we offered a resource. So the resource led them to a lead magnet. The lead magnet led them to either one of our offers or an affiliate offer. And then every single person from that, I know that basically if I get 1,000 people to read my book, we'll make about $10,000 before anything, just in general. Like 1,000 people read it, we'll make about 10 grand.
Okay, so I'm going to interrupt you there because you packed in like so many terms and so much information in just that, 2 minutes, 1 minute. So we have to unpack that a little bit. But before we do that, I want to talk about sort of the serial nature of, writing blog posts and then putting it together into a book, or emails, and then, putting it together in a book at some future date. But I mean, we think that that's a new idea, but Charles Dickens was doing that way back in the day when, he had a chapter a month that came out in the newspaper. And then it led to a book, so everything old is new again. So you had an email, okay? And then at the, so you sent out basically a chapter or part of a chapter each week, or was it a week or a daily thing? Every day. Okay, awesome. So daily. So a little bit of that information. And then at the end of that email, what did you say you did?
So I wrote a business book. So my book is designed to help at the end of the book, or like if you read and implement every chapter in the book, by the end of the book, you would have a 6+ figure business just by reading and implementing the book. So we sent out it ended up being like 60 days of like actual emails and whatnot, plus or minus, I don't remember. And then we ended up adding more later and whatnot. But in the actual initial like component, every single day, I taught a core strategy that they needed to be able to learn and implement in their business. And it was like, hey, look, I just came up with this new idea and we're going to do it. And we break out this process. And I've done it 7 times now. We created a 6+ figure business. One of them turned into a 7-figure of our own company. Plus we've helped, again, 12 other companies get 7 and 8 figures, plus a lot like 6 figures. And so we just put this process down in place into a very simple, like, day 1, you do this. Day 2, you do this. And at the end of everything, it was like, look, this by itself is probably not going to give you everything you need to know unless you already understand this concept. So go check out this resource, download this worksheet, or go check out this other book and read this specific chapter of this other book, because that's where I got the concept from. And everything was either a link to our stuff or a link to an affiliate's offers. And so we got paid almost every day on, like, some days we didn't, we sent out to just a landing page and we didn't have any back-end offers, but almost every single day we led them into another offer. And so it was really powerful.
So at the end of your daily emails where you're giving this great information that they need to create a 6-figure business, then you have a link to an additional resource which keeps people engaged and kind of gives them the next micro action that they need to do in order to consume the information properly. And then the next day's stuff comes and then there's another new link. And like you say, it could actually be to an affiliate link. So some people might not know yet what an affiliate link is and how that works. So could you explain that for us?
Yeah, so an affiliate link is you created a relationship with a company that provides a resource or solution, product, service that complements yours and can even be a competitor to yours. And that when you send them traffic, you get paid on anybody who purchases from them.
Right. So as this is going on day by day over the next 2 months, the 60 days, basically you are cultivating a base of people who really like your content and are basically raving fans who want to see that book come out.
Yep. Yeah, we have people still to this day asking us when it's going to come out. And so what we did was we created a $3,000 course on the program, on the book. And so anybody who wants the book has to go buy the course first. And the book is going to come out next year. So we're actually working with a real publisher and getting that all set up. So.
Right.
Yeah.
So how much money do you think that you made, if you feel comfortable sharing that?
We made about 10 grand from the book.
About 10 grand. Wow.
That was before. And like I said, so I know for every 1,000 books I sell, I'll make an extra $10,000.
Wow.
And then from there, that didn't include back-end sales. It doesn't include purchases of our course. It doesn't include anything else that we offer. That was just micro offers throughout the whole thing.
Micro offers, yeah.
And so then we have our course, which is right now it's $3,000. We are increasing that up to $5,000 soon. It's a group coaching program for 12 months. And then we have our mastermind on the back end, which is $25,000. So that doesn't even include those sales. It's literally just automated sales from people who read the chapter from our list. And we have an average of about 1,200 views per day, basically per chapter.
Cool. So the micro offers, can you give a couple of examples of what a micro offer would be?
Yeah, so it's just like, hey, go download this resource guide, or go check out this. Most of it were lead magnets that immediately led into a paid offer.
Okay.
Just mostly lead magnets, something that they could download. We did worksheets for some of the days where I created a worksheet, and then that worksheet led them to a paid program, which is usually like $100 or less. So there's a lot of like little $100 programs, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them were $7, some of them were $47, some of them were $97. But most of the time it's just like, download this thing, go check out this offer. Download this thing, check out this offer. And
Okay.
so they get that.
Yeah. So with all of those little micro offers, that's where the 10,000 was generated from.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah.
So that was between our sales and affiliate sales.
And affiliate sales, right. And so when you started writing this book in serial emails, did you already know that you wanted to have that $3,000 course at the end of it?
No, I was really just going to write a book.
Yeah.
No, I was going to just, no.
So you didn't have you didn't reverse engineer things. You started with the book and then you just kind of followed where it took you?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to create like a super small, very short challenge kind of thing that we could offer. Because the book, the structure of a book funnel, and I've got actually an entire page and report, and it offers a free consultation for those that are interested on creating the funnel for it, because we created a ton of these, and it's the same structure every time. I was going to create a course, but it wasn't the course that I created.
Okay.
By far. It was supposed to be like 7 sessions, not 90 sessions. So again, versus the difference between a $297 course and a $3,000 course, right?
Yeah.
So that was so there was definitely a big difference in that.
I'm really interested in the book funnel, but approach that you take. But I'd love to have you back to talk about that another day. But one of the things that I'd love to hear from you about is what about, and maybe this goes into the funnel talk that we'll have at another day. But what about people who already have a book and don't know what to do with it? Would something like what you did by kind of breaking things down and serializing it through emails work for them?
So you can always do that with any book or any content you have. You can take it and repurpose it. The one thing that I want to take a step back from that question and answer a different question first, which is how do you actually make money with your book? And that's by having something that it leads them to, right? Most books, even business books, right, if it's designed to just provide content and value without anything on the back end, then you're going to have a hard time converting that, right? Especially if you're selling it on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, all of the main bookstores and whatnot. If they're not able to take that next step from not coming from your list or not coming from cold traffic, it's going to be really hard to get them to move to the next step. So you have to have resources that send them to the thing that you want to send them to.
Right.
I recommend every chapter should have a resource. You don't have to. You can do it every section. And it can be the same resource over and over again, right? So especially if your book is meant to get people into a specific program, which I've seen. And this book was written as a way to promote a lot of different affiliate offers. That was actually the intention behind the book, was that we wanted to promote basically 30 plus different affiliate offers. And so we got each chapter, like, I know that there's a resource that I've used from somebody else, because I learned all this from other people at some point, right? It's like, okay, well, I learned this thing from this person, and I know they have a great affiliate program. I know they're going to take great care of my customers and clients and members, so I'd be happy to send them traffic for that. And we have our own programs for some of the components as well, but the point was to get and give them the support they needed at each step. So that was the intention behind it. So you have to make sure that your book is designed in such a way that actually converts them, whether that's one resource that leads them into a coaching call or a challenge or whatever the case is. It moves them in the right direction. And then you can choose how you want to do that, either per chapter or as the book as a whole. So if you don't have that, it's not going to work. That's the very first thing. So you might want to write a second edition to your book and say, hey, I'm rewriting my book over the next, let's say 30 chapters over the next 30 days. I'm going to send you a chapter a day. And then you create each one, you rewrite, add some story to it, add some components to it, whatever the case is, and then send them to a resource. Like, hey, you want to learn more about this thing that I'm offering, or this affiliate offer, or this other micro offer of ours, and go check it out.
That's really a great idea, because there's a lot of books like, Chicken Soup for the Soul, and these anthologies where you get, a bunch of experts, and each contributes a chapter. But because in your position, when you started writing the book, it wasn't that you were starting your business just then, right? You'd already had a business for many years, and then you wanted to share with people all the great resources that you could draw upon in your affiliate relationships and all that stuff. So so it was a win-win, your expertise plus pooling all the resources that you could draw upon too in those emails. And so somebody could actually approach it that way too, that all of the great JV partners I've had and what they've added to my business, and it could just be like a serial a book that's coming out through the email. So that's a great idea. And so if somebody doesn't have a lot of these like micro offers and lead magnets, before they start doing this, they do have to put some thought into, okay, what am I going to offer them at the end of each of my emails? So that has to be kind of like the pre-work before they actually start writing.
And we just came off of another session where I taught lead magnet creation, where at the end of the day, like, if you've been in business for any short period of time, realistically, and you know what you're talking about, and like you have a high quality product or service or program, you have at least, most books are anywhere from like 20 to 40 chapters. You probably have 40 lead magnets inside of your core offer that you could pull like little worksheets from, or little checklists from, or little things that they can go do, little action guides, maybe a snippet of a recording from the program, whatever it is, that you can give them. And so you have them go opt in, and then you can offer them right after that to go join your main program. So let's say, you have 30 chapters you're going to do over 30 days. You create 30 different lead magnets, which is a lot easier than it sounds. And Elizabeth, you can share to that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's a very simple process. And once you get good at it, it takes about an hour to create a lead magnet in the funnel, and the email swipe files, about how long it takes us to do it. And it's replicable across the board. So you can be like, chapter 1, I'm going to teach you this thing. And then, by the way, if you want this worksheet on this, go download it here. And you want this, checklist that's going to support you, make sure you do everything, go download it here. And if you want to make it really simple, you can just create a checklist for every single chapter that's like, hey, go check off, make sure you did all the stuff.
Yeah.
I would recommend creating variety, but if you wanted to, like a super shortcut hack, that's what I would do.
Cool. Well, this is so exciting. And I think that it's really doable, and it's inspiring. It's like, oh, this is a new framework, and it does double duty. Not only am I nurturing my list, but I'm, working towards this book. And I think that's amazing. No wonder you're the funnel genius. We
make everything into funnels, and it's like, it starts with a lead magnet and goes into a sale, and it's just, I love what I do. So
yeah, it comes through. So is there anything that you want to share with our listeners and viewers before we wrap up?
Yeah, so we have our lead funnel, two different calls back to back. Our book funnel framework. So if you, once you've gone through this process and you've kind of figured this out, there's an actual process to the book funnel itself. And we are going to do a second, I'm going to come back and I'm going to do a second training on this specific component, but get started on this now, you can. So you're going to go to bookfunnelframework.com /
OIC.
OIC. I'm like OCY, OIC. It'll be in the link. So go, check back afterwards. It'll be there. You can get access to that. And it's going to be a really powerful tool for you. It's a registration, opts you in, and you'll get to go from there and access all that. So If you have any questions as well, please, go through that. You can schedule a call with myself or one of our coaches, and we can help and support you in whatever you need support with regards to that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Hawk. This has been lovely to chat with you. And I look forward to when you come back and teach us more about the book funnel framework.
Awesome. Love it. Well, thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you, and have a blessed day.